Canelo Alvarez rips Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who challenges him to a rematch. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It definitely helps the channel, and I appreciate you guys. Let's get it in. Now, Canelo Alvarez, he took some shots and some disses at Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Let's go back to the starting point. ESPN BOXINGEGO, they got some kind of video submitted from Julio Cesar Chavez, and he's basically challenging Canelo to a rematch, saying let's do it at 175. As you guys can see, here's the message. This on ESPN BOXINGEGO, ESPN Deportes verified page. It says, quote, "I challenge you at 175 pounds the day you want it." Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. sent a message for Canelo in this video. So this is the video in case you guys want to watch it. Of course, it's in Spanish. And he's saying he wants that get back with Canelo, but he's saying let's do it this time at 175. If you guys remember the first fight took place at 164.5. So it was at a catch weight. Canelo's previous fight was at 155, and his most recent performance was 154 versus Liam Smith. So he went from 154 to 164.5. Won every single round. Canelo did respond to this, I guess he feels he's, someone on their level. He says, instead of challenging people, you need to ask your dad for help because you need it. He didn't elaborate as to what type of help, if he's talking about fighting or, outside the ring stuff. He just said you need help. And then Chavez did say something else to him. And then he posted this clip of Chavez in disappointment in the Jacobs fight, right? And then ESPN's David Fetelson got in the mix. He basically said, Canelo, answer whatever you want to Chavez Jr. Like, basically say whatever you want. That is your problem. But I beg of you to have a lot of respect and education and class to refer to Chavez Sr., the best Mexican boxer of all time, and also a great person with Julio Sr. So keep your antics. So he's basically imploring, and he's storied history of giving like criticism to Canelo. So he's basically saying do what you want with Chavez Jr., but respect your elders, respect the legend. And then Canelo said, "Ay, cabrón." He said, "Hey, bastard." The cover came out. Check well what he says. Mr. Chavez never disrespected him. Like, basically he's saying I'm not disrespecting the legend. Reread it. And then Julio, he did like have a little assault of he had his own. Let me pull it up for you guys. This is his response, because they've been going back. I don't know who that is, but they've been going back and forth all day. I'm just getting around to making a video. He posted his picture of Canelo with a camel toe, Photoshop job. Wow. And it says, this is all Mexico sees. This is how Mexico sees Canelo. They all see Canelo the same, blah, blah, blah. 175. I'm ready. I don't deserve it. I think he's just saying basically like I'm ready when you are 175. So my thoughts, I don't really want to see this fight. So much has happened since even they last fought, and it's showing. I told you guys, Canelo's star power is dwindling. I think they are really struggling to try to find a suitable fight for Canelo that keeps his star power like high, that's not too much crazy risk like a Charlo or Andrade or something where he could be made to look bad. He is one of the only remaining pillars on Golden Boy with a massive fan base, or any significant fan base that's been on pay-per-view and stuff like that. So I think this is a very strategic move, and they are definitely trying to make sure Canelo picks wisely, like just somebody who I guess they can maybe even pacify as enough of a threat, but ultimately with the stipulations and stuff like that, not someone who's going to be too much of a threat. Canelo fighting Chavez Jr., I don't know what other people feel, but me, I'm not really up for it. I don't think it really moves the needle. I think Chavez Jr., we seen the thing is, people say stuff like, why is Mayweather rematching Maidana? But it's some of the same people in the comment section who said that Floyd lost to Maidana and it was a draw and Maidana whooped his ass. So it's like, how can you say, why is he rematching him when there's clearly money there, especially if people think that the outcome wasn't clear? I see people in the comment section saying stuff like, oh, nobody wants to see Wilder versus Luis Ortiz part 2, even though we knew he told you right when he announced it that he was going to fight Luis Ortiz 2 and then rematch Tyson Fury, which is a great fight. He says he wants to clean up his work and beat him more dominant, more convincing. So it's going to be funny to see how old media takes to this particular fight, because to me, this is lesser than all those fights. Maidana Floyd was a better first fight than Canelo versus Chavez Jr. It wasn't, Chavez Jr. was a one-sided beatdown, and old media, they always do this. That's why I call them shapeshifters, because when Canelo got whooped by Mayweather in a one-sided fight, we all witnessed, there was no talk of an immediate rematch, similar to another Mexican fighter that Canelo beat one-sided, which was Juan Manuel Marquez, right? And then after he knocks out Pacquiao, some people said, oh, hey, let's see the rematch. But Marquez never pushed for the rematch for years before the Pacquiao knockout. Why not do an immediate rematch? Because they knew Canelo would lose again. So now that Canelo has fluctuated his weight as high as 175 and Floyd is 1 foot out, 1 foot in, semi-retired, looking for big events and possibly going to fight guys like Conor McGregor. Now people are saying they want to see Mayweather because they think Canelo's too big and they think now this is the best shot to beat Mayweather, And it's just funny because rematches like Canelo and Mayweather, they're really unnecessary because Floyd dominated and won every single round. There was nothing up for debate. And that's the same thing for Canelo beating Chavez Jr. I mean, they brought Golovkin out after, and that's what got people excited. But that was more exciting than the actual fight because Chavez Jr. was tapped and weight drained and didn't come to fight. So I really don't want to see this even at 175. So if they do choose an option like this just goes to show. I mean, the other issue is this: Chavez Jr. just lost to Jacobs by TKO and quit, and Canelo beat Jacobs. So what's the real point? The only, I guess, benefit is the fact that it's at more weight. But who wants to keep seeing Chavez Jr. in potential money grabs with such an unpredictable personality in boxing? That's just my thoughts on it. Chavez Jr. Canelo, he's at least professional, so what you're gonna hopefully get out of a Canelo fight. Like, he's always disciplined and he comes to fight, but Chavez Jr. not so much. So I'm kind of off it. I think Chavez Jr., if he does want to even continue fighting after his broken nose and his last performance, second time quitting, all these layoffs and stuff like that, he has to do what other fighters have to do. You can't just survive off your father's last name. He's going to have to earn it and beat somebody else at 168 or 75 or catch weight or, whatever he's trying to do. But I really have no interest in this fight. And it just goes to show you, I heard an interview with De La Hoya, and De La Hoya had basically said, Canelo, we're interested in maybe taking him overseas to Japan or Australia, UK. This year he'll fight somewhere like that overseas. So everything I've said so far is definitely true, and Canelo's star power is waning. They're just like Bob Arum. You look at Bob, PBC must be really dominating the American market, because now all of a sudden Bob Arum, he has like Victor Postal and Jose Ramirez, and they're fighting in China, you know, and Bob Arum says it's hard to sell tickets in America. That's what he, you know, basically complained about. And now he's talking about taking Terrence Crawford to Africa and more international fights, and a better Biev in Russia where he's from, you know, but he's talking about opening up the market. Now you have De La Hoya basically saying the same thing. He's saying, oh, we should take Canelo this year. He's going to fight overseas. So I think the game plan is for him to fight Billy Joe Saunders in the UK, Caleb Smith, go to Australia to fight Jeff Horn, go to Japan to fight Ryota Murata. You know, I think they're really struggling to find the right opponent, and this is all going to hurt Canelo, and it's going to hurt DAZN, because once again, I keep saying, how is DAZN going to sell a product to America? And it's a lot of domestic level fights. It's fights coming on at weird times because of different time zones. And more importantly, it's fights with non-branded, non-American branded. Like, you don't just have to be from America, but if you're not from America, plus you haven't been branded and you have no profile in America, you know, and it's coming on at a weird time, and there's a ton of other great fights slated to happen or that we can possibly see happening, Canelo's going to continue losing star power. DAZN's going to keep suffering trying to get subscriptions. That's the only way I see it, unless they start picking the right opponents that have some type of profile in America that have been branded. This is something that DAZN, Top Rank, and, you know, all the other promoters, I think PBC has done a great job promoting American fighters, which is what I told you. Everybody wanted to do the HBO 2.0 thing and promote Eastern Europeans and, you know, people from every foreign land, and now it's backfiring on them immensely, because some of those guys got beat, like Kovalev. He got beat by a couple guys, Ward, Eliter Alvarez, Canelo now, you know, so his profile's not what it once was, and now this is what they put their whole marketing behind. And he got legal cases, like court cases, stomped out a woman and her dog and stuff like that. So this is what they've been putting there. Same thing with like Bivol. He's a good fighter, but Bivol, he's not resonating with American audiences. He's not moving units and doing numbers and stuff like that. And they haven't figured out a way to brand him. He's solid. He's a good fighter. Beat Joe Smith Jr. We just seen him beat Jesse Hart on the head of a main event of a Top Rank card. But they're still going to struggle with American audiences, because different cultures, some guys have broken English, some guys don't speak English, etc. So we'll see what's next. That's my thoughts. I really don't have any interest in Canelo versus Chavez Jr., because Chavez Jr.'s career just seems too far gone. So hopefully it just stays on Twitter. Let me know what you guys think of the Twitter fingers. Canelo, I like when he gets like this and says a couple up you, but, you know, it was a little slick quip and, you know, a little clever disses. But Chavez Jr. got to make people into believers again. Like, I don't even know who's his trainer. I thought Nacho Beristain was training him, and then I didn't hear nothing about Nacho the last fight with Jacobs. So I don't really know what he's even doing. And you know, one thing, this is just sidebar, but I never understood why having a legendary dad like Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., why Chavez never used his dad as a trainer. Like, it just seemed like it makes all the sense in the world, like Floyd Mayweather training with his dad, so, and his uncle, you know, keep it in the family. I never understood why Chavez Jr. has that wealth of knowledge in his pops and a legend and respected trainer, and that I don't think Chavez Jr. in much of his pro career or biggest fights, I don't think Chavez Sr. was really ever his trainer. You know, not just yelling stuff in the ring and giving some advice. I'm talking about actual head trainer. Because the reason I know is because Chavez Sr. be in the crowd shaking his head and wearing a tuxedo. So he can't be the chief second or the head trainer, but you're wearing that. You know, you're wearing a suit in ringside seats, like with family. So it is what it is. Canelo, they're going to have to figure out a way to market him. I can't wait till they announce Canelo's next opponent. We're going to see new media. Let me know what you guys think. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button. We work.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.